All right, it's Ron Goodall, FightHype.com. I'm here with Giovani Santillan, who is going to be fighting on May 18th on a loaded card. And he's going to be facing Brian Norman Jr., which my personal opinion should be for the WBO title, right? So just wanted to ask you, how's everything been going? How's training camp? What's going on?
Yeah, I agree, man, with what you said. I feel like this should have been for at least interim title or something like that. But it's been a great camp, man. I've been training hard. I've been in camp basically since like February. As soon as I got word that I'd be fighting on this date, so I'm excited. I'm excited to put on a show this upcoming Saturday.
Now, I want to be 100% transparent when I say this, and it's more of a humbling thing where I've been watching your journey a lot. I've seen the opposition you face, but the Alexa Rocha fight, I just didn't see that type of one-sided domination performance, right? And granted, I'm just a reporter, so why were you able to, I guess, come on the scene in that fight and kind of like surprise everyone when you've been in the welterweight division, highly ranked for years? Probably should have got a title shot, probably maybe a couple years ago.
Oh, thank you, man. I think just preparation. I knew also what was on the line. He was number one WBO, and I was like, man, this is like this fight that I need to win. I need to show everybody what I can do, and that I deserve to be up there and get a world title shot. If I want to do something in this sport, I got to do it in this fight. And just all of that is those thoughts are what got me just so motivated and wanting to really put it on. And I think also being the B side and most people not believing in me in that fight, I think that's probably what gave me that drive. I always bring this up, but like back in 2017, I fought this other guy, and he was also the A side. I was B side. We are both undefeated, but I don't feel like people gave me a chance to win that fight. And I knocked that guy out in 2 rounds, and I just feel like sometimes that when I'm the underdog, it just gives me something to want to prove.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I gracefully like bow down to sit idea. I did not expect that type of performance, but that performance was probably one of the biggest ass whoopings last year. No pun to Alexis. But this fight coming up with Brian Norman, right? I know that he wasn't very happy with his last performance. A lot of people kind of been very critical on that. But I know that you're looking at him as a top opposition, top opponent. What do you think about Brian as your next opponent?
I think he's a good fighter, man. I think I'm not gonna overlook him at all. Even after that last performance, he's a good fighter. He's aggressive. He's young, undefeated for a reason. I'm taking this fight very serious, especially because, man, I'm this close to getting a world title shot, and I'm not gonna let something like this guy stop me. I've been working hard. I've been working really hard for this.
What's really interesting, just kind of both your guys is kind of amateur, I mean not amateur, but sparring experience, right? He's been in the ring with Terrence Crawford, he shared the ring with Jaron Ennis, and then you've been in there with Timothy Bradley and Floyd Mayweather, right? So like there's a lot of like great sparring between you two guys, but you guys are obviously gonna your own individual, right? But just kind of going from to your background, never got to ask you, but what was it like working with Bradley and Floyd and just kind of the early developments in your boxing career?
Man, great experiences. Both camps were very different in the way they conduct their camp. But it was great learning experience for me. My dad was out there with me too. Vegas, we were out there for 7 weeks with Floyd. I got to spar him probably just like 5 times. I wish I would have
Oh
got in
wow.
there. I wish I would have more, but he had a bunch of sparring partners there. And with Timothy Bradley, I was probably like 5 good weeks. I think it was 5 or 6 good weeks. And now sparring like 3 times a week. And both were for when they were getting ready for Manny Pacquiao.
The irony, because right after that, I think you were like, "Bring on Manny Pacquiao," right? Only makes sense that I worked
Yeah,
with two guys that recently
yeah.
beat him. So,
I think a
fortunately,
year
it never
after.
happened. But just kind of indulging because now in your generation, right? Terrence Crawford looks like he's moving to 154. The landscape has changed. It looks like a lot of fight fans have kind of some like the A side stuff kind of looked at Jaron Ennis as maybe the guy in the welterweight division until you popped on the scene with that Alexa Rocha performance. Are you looking to not just capture title but be undisputed and unify with like Mario and Stanionis and Boots and everyone?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, I think about all those fights for sure. First things first, I got to handle this guy on Saturday, right? But after that, absolutely, I want to go. I got to get WBO world title first, and then after that, man, I would love to unify. You love to fight those guys. There's three other guys, up there. There's Stanionis, Mario Barrios, and Ennis. and those are all fights that I think that are exciting, for me, for the fans, and I think everybody would love those fights coming up. And I want to show that I belong there, this Saturday, just like I did in my last fight.
Your fight with Alexis, and not just to highlight just that fight, because you've had a lot of great performances. I just think that's the one that everyone continues to ride that high of that performance. You have an aggressive fighting style. You're relentless. You're willing to go in the fire. But is there another side of you that some of the fight fans may not know? Being if you have to box, be on the back foot, move, circle around the ring if you need to.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I still haven't shown everything that I can do, but it just depends on your opponent's style. You got to adapt in there, and I feel like I'm gonna as my career keeps going, I'm gonna keep showing a lot more, little by little.
With the division shaping out, I think a lot of fans have pit maybe you and Jaron Ennis is probably the most exciting kind of clash style matchup. Do you feel like that might be the Spence Crawford of the welterweight division? You and Jaron Ennis.
I think it could be, man. Yeah, I look forward to that. It feels good to be able to be up there, in those names. So I'm excited, man. I mean that's what keeps me moving forward, wanting to put on great performances, so people realize that I belong up there.
Perfect. And your trainer Robert Garcia, right? In this camp, right? Um,
Yeah.
he's been in a lot of big fights, a lot of big moments. What type of advice has he given you in this camp to get you prepared for this potential soon world title shot?
Just staying focused. He tells me, man, you're really close for a world title. We weren't sure if it was going to be interim or not, but he told me it doesn't matter. You go out there and win and perform.
Got it. My last set of questions, just in regards of just, some of the fights that are going to be going on. We got obviously Tyson Fury versus Usyk this week. Do you have a prediction and how that fight goes about?
Man, that's gonna be a good fight. I'm looking forward to that one too. I really don't know. I think any one of those two guys can take it. I think it's gonna be very interesting. I mean, Usyk is really good. Smaller guy than Tyson Fury, but he's fast. He moves southpaw. I don't know, a lot of experience from both guys. So I'm looking forward to that one too. I probably
You
won't end
know,
up watching next day because we're fighting on the same day.
Correct. You're not
Yeah.
going to peep a little bit. Like I know it's going to be a little bit maybe earlier, and then right, or you're just locked in.
If it pops up on my phone, I'll probably watch highlights or something, but I won't watch the whole thing until the next day. That's when I can enjoy other people's fights.
Awesome. And my last fight prediction, and granted, is there's this concern of Mike Tyson. They're doing a press conference today. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. So I mean, I know he's a lot older. It's still Mike Tyson, but when you look at age and youth versus old and wisdom, is there anything that Mike Tyson in this case should be worried about, or is it's just Mike Tyson, right?
I mean, I don't know how serious of a fight it is. Like if it's just exhibition, no
No, it's a
winner.
sanctioned fight. Like I don't know if they're planning to treat it like an exhibition in their ring, but
They
it's considered
use
sanctioned.
10-ounce gloves. Oh, they are. I
Yeah,
mean, if it's, I do believe. I mean, Mike Tyson is great, was a great fighter, but I think there's a limit, and age catches up to you. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's not like what's his name? The other guy's name, Paul. Jake Paul. It's not like um he's beaten anybody good, in boxing. You know what I mean? Like this wouldn't even be. We wouldn't even be discussing this if this was Mike a few years ago. You know what I mean? Back in Mike's prime, like Mike would have took him apart easy. But I guess it just gets interesting because he's older. He's not the same fighter. So I don't know. We'll see, man. I would love for Mike Tyson to do something, knock him out or something like that. But we'll see.
awesome. Well, look, I appreciate the time. I know that a lot of fight fans are looking to tune in on May 18th in San Diego. If you haven't got your tickets at the Pachanga Arena, tune on ESPN. I mean, you guys are the co-main, which my personal opinion should be for the vacant WBO because it's Terrence going over, at least the interim. So I'm going to be watching it like that. So,
Yeah.
any last message to the fans out there who be tuning in to see the new faces of the welterweight kings?
Yeah, just expect a great fight, great performance out of me, and thank you guys all for the support.